Hi, I'm Bart Hansen. I'm the owner and lead instructor for CrushLivePoker.com. The following hand comes from our call-in show that we record at 4:45 p.m. Pacific Time every Monday. If you want to call in your hand, check out the instructions in the video description.
Yes, sir.
All right.
2-5,
Yep.
2-5 Tampa Hard Rock, 1K cap.
Yep.
Under the gun limps. Under the gun +1. He's a pro. He's got a 2K stack. He makes it 15. Under the gun 2 calls. I'm on the button. Folds to me on the button. I 3-bet ace of hearts, 10 of diamonds to 50. Whenever he makes it 15 over a limper, I know it's not a premium hand.
Yeah, and I've talked a lot about that throughout the years on my material and also even recently with my 5-5 challenge, which, by the way, I'll probably continue at Red Rock now that I'll probably be living in Summerlin. But anytime you see a raise size that's like abnormally small over a couple of limps or over a limp, it's almost like free money. If you're not comfortable 3-bet bluffing all that much, those are the times to do it. Your sizing's on a little bit on the small side.
It is. I like 60, 65 better probably.
I mean, it goes limp 15 call. I mean, usually it's probably going to be like, 4 times would be 60 plus the call, 75. I mean, I know you're in position, but I think 50 is a little bit small. But okay, so you 3-bet ace 10 off on the button.
Right, and we're pretty deep, so yeah, like larger for sure. And original razor calls, so we're heads up, pot's about 125. And the flop comes ace, jack 3, all diamonds.
Ace, jack 3, all diamonds. You have ace of hearts, 10 of diamonds.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yep.
And he checks to me. I think a lot of his hands are either going to be pairs or suited hands.
Yep.
So I think there's merit to checking back, but he checks and I bet 50.
Okay.
I'm going to be betting my bluffs like king, queen of clubs, king, 10 of spades, and shit like that. I'm not sure if balance is relevant, but I'm not sure if my sizing is too big or if it's fine.
Well, I mean, again, we play this game of like what is going to be like a GTO in this spot or whatever, what would be at equilibrium. And you can go back and look. I don't know how relevant it is. I'm not necessarily the best at saying what is here, except the fact what I've learned over the last few years looking at this material is that, yeah, you'd be doing more betting with a diamond in your hand than not a diamond in your hand. So ace 10 with a 10 of diamonds is a better bet than if you didn't have it, which is a little bit counterintuitive to the way that I approached the game, where I was like, oh, check back with the draw so you don't get blown off of it. We talked about that a little bit on the turn, but I don't mind a bet here in the sense that when you look at, you have to take it back to pre-flop, and the whole reason why you 3-bet this guy is because you think he doesn't have a hand here, really. Like, it's probably not ace jack or ace queen, right? Like,
Yep.
I mean, he could have a suited connector or something like that, but I mean, yeah, I don't mind the bet. I mean, you could go a little bit smaller, but okay, you bet 50.
I bet 50. He calls.
Yep.
Pot's about 225. The turn brings an ace of clubs.
Okay.
He checks to me, and I bet 110.
All right. So ace of diamonds, ace of jack of diamonds, 3 of diamonds, ace of clubs. So you've got trips now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is kind of interesting here because I wonder, when you bet the flop and he calls and you have a diamond in your hand, I do wonder if I would actually be checking back this turn sometimes. And the reason why is because if he does just have like a naked diamond in his hand, I don't think he should be calling all that much with, just even like you might even get a guy to fold like king, queen with the queen of diamonds or something like that when this ace peels off because of the boat types of things. And then if you check back turn, a lot of people won't check back turn with trip aces. So you actually induce a bluff at the end. I mean, I don't think that betting is going to be terrible, but I might choose a smaller sizing and or sometimes choose this turn to check back. You bet 110, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he raises to 300. And whenever he makes it 300, I know it's not like ace-9 suited. Like I'm like 100% sure I'm probably beat.
I mean, it sounds to me like he's got a flush. I mean, looking at the preflop sizing and what people would normally like raise with here preflop to that type of sizing over a limp, you said we don't think it's a big hand, right? It wouldn't
Hmm.
surprise me if he flopped the flush, really. Um,
Right.
I think that when you bet flop and bet turn when there's two aces out there as the preflop three better as well, that's going to definitely dissuade your opponent from bluffing you. I mean, how often are you getting check raise bluffed in a 2-5 game anyways? Forget about this board in a three
Never.
bet pot in a three bet pot with two aces out there. I mean, it might be
Hmm.
one thing if the board comes out like, Queen 7-7 and a guy check calls and then check raises you on the turn to try to represent trips, but not on aces on a board of aces. But your point is that like he's not like he's check raising like a worse hand for value and he thinks he's good here.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think I still have to call. There's a lot of good rivers for me,
Yeah,
and I
and
can load up. I'm in position. We got nine. We got about 1,000 behind.
oh, by the
So
way, I have to shout out to Roy Crosby who says, "Hey Bart, in the last 21 years, Miami is 10-11. New England is 10-11 in Miami." Well, there you go. Well,
wow, that's unreal.
That's actually further back than Belichick and Brady because Brady started playing 2001. What is this? His 20th season. So it doesn't surprise me. But anyways, I digress. Yes, you should call. You've got the 10 of diamonds in your hand and maybe trips, something like that. So I assume you called?
Yeah, I call. So that
Hmm.
puts the pot at 825,
Yep. Okay.
and the river comes at two of spades, and obviously I don't think I'm very good, and he bets 275.
And that leaves him with how much left?
He's got me covered. I have a grand left.
Well, you have a grand left out. You mean grand you started with, right?
I started the hand with 1,400, so
Oh, I'm sorry. That's my bad. I thought I put out 1K capper. Maybe I missed the 1400. Okay. So 1400 effective. So he bets 275 into like 830. So you're going to be getting what, like like maybe 4-1, something like that?
right. But I know my hand's like never good,
Uh-huh.
and I said fuck it. I said I have all the pocket jacks. I have the ace jack. I have the 10 of diamonds. I could have king 10 of diamonds. I can have king queen of diamonds. I don't think he's ever betting pocket threes with this sizing. I think he's betting bigger on the river with a boat.
Mhm.
So I said fuck it. I don't usually do this, but I said fuck it. I have one of the best hands because I block a lot of shit to turn into a bluff. So I ripped it for 1,000.
Well, now I remember when you emailed me. That's interesting. I do tend to agree with you that your hand probably isn't good, and I have seen this play actually made at the high levels where somebody will actually turn trips into a bluff because they know that the guy's going to have a flush here, right? And then it's less
Right.
likely that he has like aces full, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also you can almost think that he's not going to have jacks or ace jack just based upon preflop, right? So
Right.
the only boat that he's going to really have here would be like
Three's
maybe
full.
like pocket threes, right? And the occasional ace
Mm-hmm.
three. The only thing is that you got to really. I mean, I think you said in the lead part of the call that you thought the guy was a pro, but he's using this like weird sizing that sort of telegraphs his hand, which isn't really good anyways.
Exactly.
So the question is like, is he going to fold the flush? I mean,
Exactly. It's
275,
got to be a
275
specific
into
opponent.
830, so the pot's going to be like 1100, and then when you jam, well, 275 into 830 is 1100, and then you jam, so it's going to be what, 2100, like 700 for him to call, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So is a
Yeah.
guy going to fold the flush here, getting 3-1, even though he should?
Yeah. In a
You're
spot where like I'm
basically
never bluffing.
well, yeah, and then when you look at the math of how much are you risking to win, what? You're basically risking when you bet's 275 and 835, like I said, pot's 1100, you've got 1,000 left. So you're basically risking 1,000 to win 1100, right? So your
Yeah.
bluff has to work what, like a little under 50% of the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
47, 48% of the time. Do you think it will? I mean, that's what it really comes down to.
I mean, trying to get a regular player to fold flop flushes is just lighting money on fire. I think good players would. This is a pretty puke spot if you're in his shoes.
So you're trying
With
this
a,
because you think he's a good player.
I think he's capable of. I think he's a good player. I know he's a pro. I know he plays a lot. I think he's capable of laying down a flush.
I mean, if
I
you
ended
think
up
he's
jamming.
capable, if you think he's capable of laying down a flush, obviously you have. I mean, the way that I would look about this from your opponent's perspective is you could have three combos of ace jack. Well, you've got two combos of ace jack suit. Actually, you might even three bet with ace jack off because of his ridiculous sizing. So you have some ace
Right.
jack, you've got some pocket jacks, and obviously you've got some one in pocket aces and maybe some ace three suited. So, but again, like I get into these spots where if I think my opponent is capable of making a play like this, I'll call. I mean, it's tough for me
Mhm.
to say, but at least we can go through the math and say, do you think this is going to work 47%
Um,
of the time or more? you know?
gi- Given his river sizing, in my thought, are you jamming King 10 of diamonds and King Queen of diamonds?
Uh, Sorry guys, I didn't write this in the notes. Three bet 250. Uh, would I jam the nut flush when he check raises turn? You mean?
Right. Would you? I mean, I'm calling my whole range on the turn. I'm never raising the turn with my whole range. Right.
Yeah, I mean to his sizing, yeah, I probably would.
On the river.
Jam diamonds. Yeah, hot like nut diamonds. I mean,
Okay. So
if
I
you
had
got
the
the
same
king high
philosophy.
flush, I think I probably would jam at the end. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Okay. So I jammed and he tanked for a while and called with 9-8 of diamonds.
Oh, another 9-8 of diamonds hand.
Yep.
I mean,
And I don't hate my play, but it's got to be against a specific opponent who's capable of laying down that hand. I don't know if this guy was. Obviously, he wasn't.
well, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, that's really what the question. That's truly what the question is, right?
Hmm.
Can somebody lay this down? And I think somebody in the live chat brought up a good point. Is this guy really that strong of a player when he's doing that bullshit pre-flop raise anyways over a limp where you
Yeah, it's
can?
a good point.
It's just. I mean, that's what I would sort of take about it. But anyways, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. Hey guys, if you like what you've seen here, please click on the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time we put up a new video. And if you want to check out crushlivepoker.com for the first month free, use the code YTA200. Click on the link right there.